Hey guys, welcome back to Zoids. Last episode was a little bit of a filler episode, but I kind of still enjoyed it. It was a Grand Prix episode mixed in with a assassination attempt on Randolph. Pretty much everyone was in this episode that we've been introduced to so far, like all the main characters, I should say. But with this episode, episode 54, I have heard that it's actually a recap episode, but it's also got new content in it as well, apparently. So it still counts, sadly. So I'm going to have to still watch it and react to it. So otherwise, in all honesty, if it was just a recap episode on its own, I would probably either watch it on my own or skip it. So, but in this case, it's got new content in it, so nothing I can do about it. So I'm going to have to react to it. So without further ado, let's jump into this episode in 3, 2, 1. Luckily, after this episode, essentially we've reached the end point. So after this, it's pretty much the last couple of episodes, which is the last like 13 or so, I think. So I'm very interested to see how this show wraps up, which I kind of brought up at the in last episode that I am curious to see how this all wraps up in the end. As I said, this is the only season, I should say, the only series that has these characters. So it is going to be sad to say goodbye to them, but that's why I'm hoping they go out on a high note. Right. What's going on here? Like I said, it's got apparently got new content in it, but it's also meant to be a recap. That's what I've been told. Is that a floppy disk? Yeah, because that looks very similar to a floppy disk. Yeah, I recognize those things. The beetle insects, Zoids. And he was controlled by them for a while. Nearly killed his brother for it. Mind control. Yeah, don't actually touch them with your bare hands or put them anywhere near your skin. Okay, I think I'm starting to get how they're going to do the um, recap. That's an old computer. And it's disc as well. CD G file. Yeah, even though your brothers, you still have to refer to him as, in charge. Yep, so yep. And ambient. Okay, yeah, this is all recap. But I do like the way that they're doing it. This is actually how you're meant to do a recap. Even though no one actually saw him at that base. Yeah, Reese. They were easily able to take down her Zoid, luckily. Back then, anyway. And then, I guess she rebuilt it. But it didn't go to plan because someone she used to know who's been dead all this time saved them. Yeah. Makes sense that the ancient Zoids. Yeah, there's a connection there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then there's Raven and Shadow. Yeah, that would have hurt really badly. Okay, so it's been 2 months since then, since this particular incident. Good to know that we have a time frame. Though I do have to question, where did they get this footage from? That's one thing I never really understood of how, in these particular recaps, did they get this sort of footage? Like, who was filming this to begin with? But I guess it doesn't really matter in this regard. Yeah, he overpowered him completely. About the particle shield, and then also the jets. And Moonbane came in just in time. I'm glad she was able to repair that. And it still wasn't enough. So it did cost 10 men. Or 10 soldiers. Whatever happened to that guy? Was he fired? Well, judging by the way he's speaking, I guess he's still around, this guy. Because that ended up doing nothing. Yeah, the Gula's unit was totally wiped out. Prolonged battle, huh? Could work. It just depends on who you're facing, though. Because I do think Raven can still outmaneuver everyone still. I was wondering where they were. And what are those two up to anyway? Assault? That's right. She likes salt in her either tea or coffee. I think it was coffee. I guess that's a Zordian thing. In fact, she likes a lot of coffee, a lot of salt in her coffee. Meanwhile, with these guys, we're going to do a recap on, yeah, the Zoids themselves now. So starting with the Liger, the blue Liger, or Blade Liger in this case. 20% increase isn't bad in terms of sheer power the Zoid has, the Liger has, compared to what the original output it was going through. So that's a big improvement. Yeah, the Tackle AI. Piloted by Ivan. Mm-hmm. It, it has certainly gotten a lot faster and stronger than it originally was, that's for sure. He's not part of the... Yeah. Yeah, you're not a member of the Guardian Force. In that case, he is part of the Guardian Force now. I loved his reaction to that, though. Yeah, recent hilts. Yeah, that would be a problem if they do come and attack, which seems to be the case. You guys have to be prepared. Okay. Yeah, that could work. Or make a few of the attacks useless. Mm-hmm. Then we have the invisibility Zoids. Oh, if we get invisibility, that will be really good. Well, that reminds me of the ones that were stolen. Yeah, the swords, storm swords. That and a little jealousy. That's putting it snarly. Hmm. You guys need to think of new strategies to take them down then. Okay. That's probably Hiltz. Yep, that's Hiltz, alright. You are certain of some things, Hiltz. It's just a whale, come on. A whale Zoid, that's easy to take down. Of course, yes. So they put it here at like near the end of the episode. Why? What a weird place to put it. But I guess it is the recap episode, so makes sense that they will put it near the end of the episode rather than the beginning of the episode. Is that where the episode's going to end? With the whale Zoid crash landing on their base and Van taking it out? Yep. Seems like I was right on that. Well, it's a good place to end it. I think in this regard, though, Hiltz is maybe a little bit overconfident in his ability. Is that the right word? Yeah, his ability to try and take out our heroes using the whale. Yeah, I'm just going to evacuate, and well, I'm assuming he's going to be you know, looking on from like a hillside somewhere. There was a lot of places he could stand and watch what happens next. So yeah, but I still think he's assuming a bit too much. So yeah, this is honestly how you do a recap episode, guys. You put you make the characters involved and make them actually do the recapping by actually like having them like talk to one another, like, hey, this happened, and then oh yeah, the Zoids. This is what we know about our Zoids and how they work, and yeah, it's a bit of, still convoluted in a way, but in terms of this show, it gets away with it. And also, again, like I said at the beginning, it's like we're nearing the end game of Zoids now, so it's a bit of a good refresher. It's almost kind of like the breather episode in which, you know, it allows us to just look over everything that we've learnt throughout this arc anyway, not like throughout the entire series, but through this arc, and just go, oh yeah, this is how it all started, this is where we're at the moment, and now we're going to see essentially how it all ends in the coming episodes. So yes, that's particularly why I only did 2 episodes today of Zoids. I did one earlier and I did one obviously now. Mainly because it felt like the best way to cut these episodes apart instead of doing the usual 3. Because, as I said, like, this was the briefer episode, so now we can just go charge full on into the last half of the show. So, I know I usually say, like, tell me your thoughts of this episode in the comment section below, but since it's basically a recap, you don't really need to, I don't think. You can if you want, but I don't mind if you don't in this regard. But I will definitely see you in the coming days for some more Zoids. I honestly don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it this week. Kind of do, but it just depends on, 1, my work, and 2, um, pretty much if I have enough time to get everything in. But we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon for some more reactions. Bye.